evening, everyone. Welcome you all for our history online class. Students, we have already started our first chapter, Medieval Europe, Rise and Spread of Christianity. In the previous period, we learned about Jesus and teachings of Jesus. Now, in this period, we learn about medieval time in Europe, Constantine the Great, and the beginning of Byzantium. Medieval means time between ancient history and modern history. So it's called as medieval. In India, period between 8th to 18th century is the period of medieval period, or it's also called as a middle age. But in Europe, it started between 5th to 15th century. The beginning of the Middle Ages in Western Europe is called the Dark Age. Question is that why this age called as a Dark Age? Because life during this time was difficult and short. Understood? It was an era of war, as barbarian armies overran land controlled by the Romans. Terrible periods of famine, great hunger, starvation. Feudalism was dominant in the Middle Ages. Feudalism is a social system in Europe where people worked for nobles in return of their land to use. Society was divided into three classes. First, clergy, priest, religious class, nobles, knights, warriors, landlords, farmers, free or slave. From this, you can understand the condition of farmers and the division of the society. In cities, a new era was born, the Renaissance. Renaissance means rebirth. The Renaissance was a time of a great intellectual and economic change, but it was not a complete rebirth. The Bible and the main teaching of Jesus. The holy book of the Christians is the Bible. The Bible is divided into two parts, the Old Testament and the New Testament. The Old Testament, which consists of 39 books like chapters, contains the religious beliefs of the Jews, the 10 commandments which God gave to Moses, who makes law. Moses means who makes law, along with other writings and prophecies of the birth of Messiah or Savior. The New Testament is about the life story and the teachings of the Messiah and Savior Jesus Christ and contains 27 books. Then our next point is decline of the ancient Roman Empire. The fall of the Western Roman Empire was the process of decline in the Western Roman Empire, in which the empire failed to enforce its rule. Western half was ruled by his general Maximian. Within the next 100 years, waves of barbarians swept across the Western Empire, leading to downfall of Roman Empire. The Romans fought the barbarians at the borders of Roman Empire for many years. barbarians. Question is that who were the barbarians? In Europe, there were five major barbarian tribes, including the Huns, Franks, Goths, Vandals, and Saxon. Each of them hated Rome. The barbarian tribes wanted to destroy Rome. The barbarians were destroying Roman towns and cities in the outer edges of the empire. The Byzantine Empire was the successor of the Roman Empire in the east, while the Western Roman Empire in the east lasted another 1000 years. Constantine the Great and the beginning of Byzantium. Constantine is usually held to be the founder of the Byzantine Empire, was responsible for many changes that would help create a Byzantine culture distinct from the Roman past. Constantine, born in 272 AD, Constantine earned the title of a great due to his influence on the course of history by adopting Christianity as a recognized religion. Constantine triggered the spread of one of the most popular religions in the world. He ruled as a Roman emperor from 306 AD to 337 AD. After the demise of his father in 306 AD, Constantine emerged victorious in a series of civil wars against the emperors Maxentius and Licinius. By 324 AD, the victories earned him the position of the only ruler of both the West and East Rome. Constantine legalized Christianity, which had previously been persecuted in the Roman Empire. He himself converted to Christianity and sponsored the Christian church. Christianity became a major feature at the heart of Byzantine culture. He granted money to build many churches. Emergence of the Turks and the Crusades. The Turks Muslims threatened Christian visitors to the Holy Land and attacked the Christian Byzantine Empire. When the Turks defeated by Byzantine at the Battle of Manzikert, Christians everywhere felt their religion was in danger. Christians from all over Europe to go on a crusade or a holy war to drive the Muslims out of the Holy Land. In the next 3 years, European forces joined with the Byzantine army, captured Jerusalem, and went on to set up Christian kingdoms in Palestine. But none of the 7 later crusades matched this success. In the end, the crusades failed to win back the Holy Land, but the Europeans learned a lot about Eastern art, culture, science, food, and medicine. Contacts and trade between Europe and Asia grew during the Crusades. Monasteries and their impact. What was a monastery? A monastery was a building where people lived and worshipped, devoting their time and life to God. The people who lived in the monastery, men were called monks and women were called nuns. Abbot, a man who is in charge of a monastery. The head of the monastery was called as a abbot. Monks cared for the sick, gave food and shelter to the travelers, and carefully copied out books, paintings, the pages with brilliantly colored letters and pictures called illumination. Friars. A member of any of certain religious orders of men, especially the four mendicant orders. Friars did not live behind monastery walls but wandered the countrysides asking for food and shelter and preaching Christianity to the people.